I want to give you three tips that I believe will assist you in your study in the book of Revelation. The first of those is that the idea that the book of Revelation is given primarily in sequential order. And the reason I emphasize this, number one, is because there's been a creative idea in the past, it came about maybe 40 or 50 years ago by a well-meaning Christian, with the creative idea that Revelation is a kind of a Groundhog Day situation, where part of the end times apocalypse is given through part of the book of Revelation, and then it's covered over again a second time, and then it's covered over again a third time. And that it's easy to see why that came about, because there are places in the book of Revelation that seem to put forth questions within someone's mind about different things. And you can see how that could have come about in somebody's mind. And so I don't belittle that, I don't put that down, but I do want to emphasize my strong belief that the book of Revelation is primarily in sequential order. From chapter 4, verse 1, from the time that John is called into heaven, the events that take place from that point on happen one right after the other. The author is giving his account of what he's seeing, and I think he's being shown those events just exactly like they're going to happen, in the order they're going to happen. The reason I think that is because that's the way it reads. When you read it, I think you'll pretty strongly see it that way. But then also by the many uses of the word after, thereafter, and the multiple uses of the word and after this, and then this, and that, and then this. It's just one thing right after the other. Now, there are a couple of exceptions to that. There are a couple of things that take place in the book of Revelation after chapter 4, verse 1, that are obviously not in sequential order. So there again, I just like the literal interpretation, and that's the second thing, the second help. I want to re-emphasize one of the rules of interpretation, the idea of the literal interpretation, and I think it should be emphasized in the book of Revelation, because so many have taken the book of Revelation and tried to symbolize it away, that everything in the book of Revelation is a symbol of something else. And although there may be some symbolism in the book of Revelation, there may be some figurative language used, primarily, I want you to approach your study and your reading as though the item, the person, the event is literal, unless it is obviously otherwise. And then the third thing that will help you is the idea of this idea of progressive understanding. And that's the idea that in the realm of prophecy, future events, things that are going to happen in our future, I believe the Bible tells us that more and more will be understood about those events as we get closer to the time. Now, the idea of the gospel and the idea of the salvation of the soul has been clearly understood. There's nothing more to be revealed about that. And there's nothing to be added to Scripture, even in the prophetic side. But it's the idea that more and more will be understood as we approach those days. And we are clearly approaching the next event that is about to take place.